Hello, and welcome to another Ask Me Anything stream. I'm Rosemary, Nonny, Darren K for short, and I am the Prosperity Minister. I support you in leaving behind the pain of the past, rising victorious in your true design life. Prosperity is your divine right in all areas of your life. Are you ready to claim it? Step one would be the abundance library, okay? Message me the word abundance and I'll get you all the details of that. But it's all about immersing yourself in a new way of thinking, of being, of acting so that you get the results you want out of life. At the moment, your way of thinking is generating the results you're having in your life. If you want something different, you're going to have to change from the inside out. That's what the Abundance Library does for you. So let's start with today's question is, what is it? Do we really need to go through hardship for us to be happy? If the divine actually loves us, why do we have to suffer to get through life? If the divine actually loves us, why do we have to suffer to get through life? Okay, we're going to answer that question today. I'm going to give you my opinion, okay? Now, what you do with that opinion is up to you, but I will give that to you. To start with, we're going to start by singing the affirmation. I am riding the waves of plenty. I am basking in abundant wealth. Here we go. Say hello as you come on board. I am riding the waves of plenty. I am riding the waves of plenty. I am riding the waves of plenty. I'm basking in abundant wealth. I am riding the waves of plenty. I am riding the waves of plenty. Oh, I am riding the waves of plenty. I'm basking in abundant wealth. I'm basking in abundant wealth. I'm basking in abundant wealth. Woo! Basking in abundant wealth. Okay, so do we really need to go through hardship in order to be happy? That is the question. But the question on its own, okay, is then linked to if the divine loves us, or God, whatever you want to call it, loves us, why is it that we seem to have to suffer in order to get through life? And I believe a lot of spiritual or religious people will probably be asking that question. I know I ask that question a lot of the time. And I used to kind of make excuses for God. I used to try and make excuses for the divine. Oh, it's not that, it's not this, it's not the other. It's just, who knows, free will, this and that and the other. And yes, that is actually part of the answer here, free will. The truth is, according to me, the truth according to Rosemary is this. The divine is not causing your pain. The divine is not causing anybody's pain. You are. Sorry. Why? Why do I say that? And I don't say this from a place of judgment or anything at all, okay? Because I had to learn this myself. The question, unfortunately, is seeking to blame the divine for the choices that we make, okay? The choices that we make. Imagine this situation. Someone is in a crazy relationship that is hurting them. Someone is being beaten. Let's go with really extremes here. Someone is, except that's not even that extreme, really. Someone is being beaten in a relationship, but because they don't leave that relationship, they tell themselves that this must be because they're married to this person, that God told them they had to marry this person, and so they have to stay with this person who is beating them because it's noble and it's good and it's right that they do so. And so they stay in this relationship, but then they try and say it's the divine's causing me to suffer through life, etc., etc., etc. But really, actually, what it comes down to is that they're kind of scared of what would happen if I left this relationship and I was on my own. What would happen then? Free will. Job. Another situation is another very regular situation is people in their jobs. I don't really want to be doing this. I don't feel like I like it. It's not even paying me that much money. But so you get the whisper inside of you that says, hey, drop the job, move on to something different, but you're too scared to. So then you tell yourself, oh no, it's because the divine said this and the divine said the other and he put me here. And so therefore that must mean that I have to stay here until I die or something along those lines. And then, so suddenly it's the divine's fault. But actually, it's because we are holding on to attitudes, behaviors, and nonsense that we choose to hold on to because we don't think there's an alternative. We don't actually trust that everything is working out for our good. We don't actually trust that. And so we hold on to situations that hurt, that feel terrible, that are full of sacrifice and struggle, and we tell ourselves that we have no choice, that this is what the divine has ordained for us, when actually it has nothing at all to do with the divine at all. It is the choice that you're making. You have asked for something. It's trying to get to you, but you will not release the old thing because you are too scared that if you release the old thing, there'll be nothing left. And so you stay in the struggly thing, filling your life with nonsense, but you tell yourself that it's the divine, you're waiting for the divine to do something and to change things. But we're not victims of the divine. And I suppose what I really want to get through to most people here is this: you are not subservient to the divine. I'm sorry, but you're not. And you may have been trained that way, that you are subservient, that you're some kind of slave of the divine, whatever, and all of this stuff. But actually, that is actually, and I was trained this way too, okay? So I'm not coming at you from judgment, but I want you to start rethinking some of the ideas that you've been carrying in your mind for a long time. Because people ask me this question, and it's almost like you're blaming the divine and you think you're a victim of fate. I know there are things that happen that sometimes we don't have an explanation for, so I'm not even trying to blanket explain everything. But I know that for most people, the biggest problem is that you are holding on desperately to a situation you don't even want. And I say this practically every single time I come onto this Ask Me Anything stream, because that is usually that attachment to situations that you don't even really like, but you tell yourself you have to. And then you blame the divine because it's the divine's fault for not answering all your questions quickly. Hey, Prince David. Yeah, wow. I'm glad it's a wow, ultimately. But we're not subservient. And this, for a lot of religious people, will be a big issue here, because you've been trained to believe that you are some kind of slave of the divine, even though you don't call it that. Even though I grew up singing songs about how I'm no longer a slave and I'm a child of God, but I acted like a slave. I acted like I had no choice in the matter. I had to just go along with whatever showed up because, obviously it must be God that did it. So I have to do this and do the other. And if we would stop thinking of ourselves as victims of things outside of our control, I think you might find that there's a lot of choices that you make that you have control over, but you choose to stay in situations whilst telling yourself you have no choice. You have to do this. I'm responsible for this person and I'm this and the other. I have to. But imagine if you really, truly trusted that everything was working out for your good. Would you act in that way? If you really, truly knew that you were safe, you were loved, you were fully supported, would you hold on so desperately to things that are causing you pain? So do we really need to go through hardships for us to be happy? No. You could very easily choose to live a life where, you know what, when this thing starts to make me feel unhappy, I'm quitting it. I'm not doing it anymore. Don't care whether it's, or don't care what relationship it is. Don't care what, whether it's a job, whether it's a whatever. I'm just going to walk away from that situation and follow my bliss. The first thing you'll tell yourself is, oh, I'm being selfish. If I do that, that must mean I'm a very selfish person. And so then you start talking yourself out of your own good, but blaming the divine and saying, oh, well, it's not the will of God that I do this, and it's not the will of God that I do the other, and it's not the will of God that I do that, this and the other, when it has nothing to do with God. It's you. You are choosing to grow through pain. I actually did a whole course on this, outrageous joy. Will you choose to grow through joy rather than through struggle? That is the question you have to ask yourself, because the divine is not making you struggle. The divine is not causing you pain. It is your attachment to the things that cause you pain that is causing you pain. You're attached to relationships. You tell yourself you have to have them. You're attached to situations. You tell yourself you have to do that. There's no choice. Like, I have to, or else I'll be selfish, or I'll be greedy, or how it's irresponsible of me to do this, or it's this and that and the other. You're just holding on to pain. And that is your choice. Now, does that mean everybody can immediately quit everything in 3 seconds flat? No, sometimes you have to transition your way out of it. But first and foremost, it starts within you, giving yourself permission to find a different way. Permission to find easy success permission to find a way that doesn't feel so painful. But most of us don't give ourselves permission because we have been somehow conditioned to think that unless you're in pain, no pain, no gain, no pain, no gain, no pain, no gain. We say that all of the time. Yes, I agree. I agree that when you're growing, there is a certain amount of stretching that happens. But if you would really look at what is really going on, what is really going on is that you are letting go of old ideas, and that is the thing that is causing you pain. If you could somehow switch off old ideas just like that, there would be no pain. There would be no struggle, because you just, oh, I don't want that anymore, move on. I don't want that anymore, move on. But what happens is, I don't want that anymore, but I think I have to have it. I don't want it, but I think I have to have it. I feel like I should move this way, but I think I have to stay here. And so we do this back and forth thing. It is like giving birth in some ways. You know, it's the person that has the most pain is the one that struggles against the pain. My first pregnancy, 20 hours of pain. My second and third pregnancy, I just released. 2 hours, the baby was out. Both of them, 2 hours, 2 hours and 3/4, the baby was out. Because I just released. I didn't hold on, thinking that somehow if I just hold on against the pain, that somehow the pain will get less. No, it makes it worse. You're too attached to your pain. So the invitation, as always, is to let go. You don't want to grow through struggle and hardship. What are you holding on to that you can let go of? And you can tell yourself all kinds of stories as to why you can't let go of that thing. It's not the truth. It's not the truth. There is always a way that does not involve so much pain. It's just you don't believe it. You don't believe it. You're so used to hardship, struggle, and pain. And some of you are going to listen to me and think that's such a simplistic way of looking at things. Yes, life wasn't supposed to be complicated. It's supposed to be simple. And in fact, part of spiritual growth is coming back to simplicity. Instead of all of the complicated this, that, and the other that we as human beings seem to thrive, or well, no, we don't even thrive on it. We seem to think we have to have. So I invite you to actually come into easy success within the Abundance Library. It's the only way you can get that right now. And use it. Really actually connect with the real divine without all of the dogma and the stuff that people have placed on top of you and told you that this is the way you have to do things and all of that nonsense. Let's get rid of that. Let's come back to basics. Come back to your childlike spirit. The childlike spirit that is the only thing that can actually prosper. Come back to that without all the layers and the nonsense. Come back to growing through joy. Yeah, growth is necessary, but it doesn't have to be painful. That is your choice. Unfortunately, fortunately, whatever, we have to kind of almost grow into growing without pain. Grow into growing without pain. I hope you choose to take that journey. I'm going to finish by singing the affirmation. Share this with someone else, my loves. Let's spread the message. Share with someone else. I am riding the waves of plenty. I am riding the waves of plenty. I am riding the waves of plenty. I'm basking in abundant will. I am riding the waves of plenty. I am riding the waves of plenty. I am riding the waves of plenty. I'm basking in abundant will. I'm basking in abundant will. Is not trying to punish you. Okay? So stop blaming the divine for anything that happens, ultimately. Okay then, my loves. There's only love. There's only love. The divine is literally loving you. Whatever you choose, however you choose to do life, you will be loved through it. So if you choose to hold on to things that are causing you pain, you'll be loved through it. You're only being loved all of the time. Okay? Okay, so on that note, guys, if you would like to find out more about the Abundance Library and really go deeper into these things that I talk about, then message me the word abundance and I'll get that link over to you so you can find out and come join in. If you have a question that you would like to ask on one of these Ask Me Anythings, send me through a message or put it in the comments. Well, send me through a message actually. That way I can stay on top of the questions ultimately. So send me through a message and I'll do an Ask Me Anything anonymously. And what else? Share this with someone else. Other people need to hear this stuff, so share it. Tag people in. Oh, thank you, Efrosine. I'm very wise. Yeah, I'll just take it. I'll take it. I'm wise, man. Okay, then, my loves. Much amazing love. Go forth and prosper. Go forth and prosper. It really is your divine right. And I really want to see as many of us deliberate millionaires really rising up in the world, in our communities, in our families, starting a new wave. We don't have to think the same way as the old people did or the older people passed down to us. We have the ability to prosper in a new, more expansive way. I don't care where you are. You are created in the image and likeness of the divine. You are powerful enough to create a very prosperous in every single area of your life. Okay? Prosperity is your divine right in every area. If you will do what it takes to claim it, will you? I certainly hope so. Much amazing love. Till the next time, share some more. Bye.